Hello, everybody. You're welcome to another amazing episode on EWL Podcast. Don't forget that this podcast is a platform for you to be expressive and a reality check. It's another recap episode. I'm your host, Emitezi Luchi Gloria, and we're going to do a recap from episode 31 to 39. Okay, guys, on episode 31, we spoke about jealousy, the feeling of smallness. And when I talk about the feeling of smallness, I remember on that episode I was so like I emphasize on the fact that no matter how jealous you are, no matter how you want to break your head or person matter, when the person is big, the person is big. There's nothing you want to do. No manner of evil you will do will stop the person's success. And the funny thing about jealousy is I remember emphasizing on that topic when I said that God is a jealous God. And the moment you feed on that jealousy and you allow it to advance to envy, the feeling of even when you don't dey try, even though when you carry block, you still feel as if say load the load where you carry not too much. You feel like you need to be like the other person. So my point in this topic was me saying that you are in competition with yourself. There is nothing you want to do that will make you look like the other person. Everybody has their own ways. So the best thing for us to do is drop the feeling. The feeling comes is a natural feeling, but don't feed on it because I believe that when you feed on that negative energy, it just makes you walk and walk and you in your head you're not going to be grateful for anything. You're just going to keep fighting. You're just going to keep stressing your brain. Even when you need to give yourself accolades, you they fight with yourself. So that was the emphasis on that topic. And I got a review on that topic, and someone was saying, I think it was an experienced person was sharing as well. And I just believe I remember speaking to the person and I just said that it's normal for you to get jealous sometimes, but the moment you understand that you have your own race and you just need to stick to what works for you and just keep doing what is right, you will see say everything will just go serere. So on our episode 32, we spoke about failure and we titled it The Part That Makes a Difference. And I remember saying this that when I spoke to my brother about this topic, and he just highlighted those parts of his life that he thought that if he had focused on, he would not be where he is today. So there are just many points in our life where we don't make mistake, we don't fail, and people will tell you that there is no successful man that did not get to where they are without failing. In fact, before you become successful, you would have tried a lot of things. I mean, you don't fail, you don't fail, you don't fail before you can discover the one that has before you discover the one that has worked for you. I don't know what I'm saying. Speaking pidgin today. So that was it on that episode. And I just remembered that there are a lot of things that I have tried personally, and I am a living proof that yes, it gets some things where you go venture into, and it's not going to work out for you the way you think it's going to work out. So failure just gives you that assessment. So we spoke about failure being a form of assessment, and the part that will make that difference, the part that will set you on the right path, the part that will set you on the path of success eventually. So we talked about on episode 33, we spoke about pain is felt. And I remember when I used to, like, it was like a backstory. And I used to remember when I used to tell people that had lost their loved one, oh, I understand. Oh, I understand how you feel. But after I went through my own experience and someone really close to me went through similar experience, I discovered that there are just some things you don't understand. There are just some things that your sensitivity cannot be able to comprehend just because you've not been in that situation. And I believe that if you have been in the situation, it just makes it easy for you to it makes it a little bit difficult for you to understand the person that has been in similar situation. And it does not necessarily mean you understand how the person is feeling because it's always going to be different circumstances, it's always going to be different experience. So I spoke about this topic because there are just some things that you have to feel it before you talk. Say, oh, I understand how this person is feeling. You don't understand, I promise you. It's just something that you have to experience. People say experience is the best teacher, is the best teacher. So for 80% of that, 80% of that word is true. Like you really do not understand until you have experienced it, until you have gone through that similar process. And we spoke about grace. It speaks louder than the loudest voice. And I just remember saying that grace, 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 it is my story. And God, see, I love speaking about God. I don't know how to say this. Like on in every opportunity I get, in every opportunity I get to speak about Him, I speak about God. And on this topic, we spoke about grace and how it has come through for us. It was like a very short episode, and we just spoke about different aspects of our life that grace has worked. You know that time when you say minimum effort, maximum results, and that is what we're trying to point out on that episode. And we went about in episode 35, we spoke about foolish we spoke about foolish and wrong behavior, wise and right behavior. But there's something I forgot to um point. There's something I forgot to highlight on this episode, and that is the concept of awareness. I think what differentiates a foolish and wrong behavior or a right or wise behavior or decision, whatever way you want to classify it, is the concept of awareness. And something people do not know that some of their behavior is as a result of ignorance. Some of their behaviors as a result of, oh, they are not aware of certain circumstances. They don't even know how to handle certain situations. So when they handle things, it just like maybe you slap them. But in essence, in summary, I think is the concept of awareness that divides or that defines these words: wise and right, wrong and foolish. We went ahead to speak about respect is earned, it is not forced in our episode 36. Respect, respect, respect. I am an advocate of respect. There's something I wrote in, I said it in that episode when I was going out of university. When I was leaving university, we had this yearbook, and part, my short words were, we don't have to like anybody, we don't have to love everybody, but it's something we can give to everybody, and that is respect. In other words, respect is something that, yes, we give to every human being that is existent, because everybody deserves respect at the end of the day. But it's not something that you will not, we give you respect, you won't come force the respect down our throat. Say, anytime I pass you, say, I must lick your shoe. Like, there's just some things people do for you that will get you to that point where you are respected, there's loyalty. So that is what I was trying to enhance on this topic. The fact, say, I know you, say we get mutual respect for everybody, for each other, does not mean that you have access to me. You have to earn it. Say, like, how do I put this? I was just focusing on the fact that people just think that respect comes with, oh, I'm older than you. Oh, you know how many years I take senior you. You know how many years I don't did for this office. And I gave an instance myself that I have not been working in my dad's office for a long time, but I came back and I've been there for about 2 years now. And people that I used to meet when I was coming and going, I remember I used to ask them questions. They used to put me through. We'll go through the logbook together. But now in the situation don't change now. So I'm the one that now even speak to people that are coming in. I'm the one that will show them the logbook. And in some instance, in some situation, I have met people that are older than myself. So when you are trying to give them assessment or when you're trying to help them learn, some of them will come from the notion and say, oh, I'm older than you. You don't speak to me like that. Like, you respect when I'm speaking. But we are in the workspace. That is one way I've been working before you came. So it's normal that I'm your senior at work. So when I'm telling you, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, and it's not coming from the angle of me being disrespectful. It's just me asserting my, it's just me teaching you, and I admit that it's teaching you. You have to give me that mutual respect as your teacher. But no, some people do not understand it that way. The first say I senior you, say I senior you, so you must respect me. You don't talk to me like that. You don't teach me things. So that is the angle we're coming from, and we're going to head in episode 37 to speak about the power of impact. And I always say that you cannot speak about immortality glory without talking about my dad. Impact, we spoke about impact being a worthy influence. So I did not speak much about my dad because of, yeah, God bless his soul. But as I spoke about how my mom have influenced me, I always say that I'm a rigid person and I'm quite sensitive. So what I believe in, I stick to it. I don't want anybody trying to shake my belief. But my mom have taught me that beliefs can, you can compromise, not my belief, but you can adjust to the situation. Not me changing my belief, but making not rubbing it in people's face that this is what I believe in, this is what I stand like, and that is what everybody's going to stand like. We should understand that everybody is from different background, different personalities. People do not understand the way you understand. So it is just my mom taught me a lot, and I'm grateful for the gift of a mother I have. I always thank God. I always say that I always say that I love my mom. I always say it often because you don't know how long or you don't know how much is much. So I say it often. So yeah, I spoke about the worthy influence of my friends, being able to reciprocate, like being there for them. They always turn up for events. I've not been someone that always show up to events, but having the kind of friends I have, being in the kind of space with the people I have been in this kind of space with, they've taught me the power of reciprocation, being able to the power of reciprocating, and just being there for people in general. Like people you keep around will eventually influence you one way or the other. It's not something, you know what I've noticed about influence? Influence is not something that happens instantly. It's something that you are being molded in what you assimilate, what you accumulate, what you receive. Like we are like receivers. So it depends on your what you see in your environment, what you hear, what you read, the people you keep around. That is what is going to mold you into the person you are. You cannot you cannot channel things you are not aware of to make you who you are. It's something that you are aware of, your environment, the people you keep around, the things you read, the things you listen to. That is what is going to channel your person. That is what's going to mold you into your person. Does that make sense? So that is all spoken on impact, a worthy influence. We went ahead in episode 38. God, I came to the studio that day and I have been rehearsing on, oh, what am I going to speak about on this episode throughout the weekends, early that week, and nothing was coming to my head. And there's something I made as my New Year resolution that I must always show up, no matter what it is. Even though say I show up, I lie down for that place, always show up. It's something that I have learned over and over. When I meet disciplined people in my life, and there is just something that is consistent with their behavior is that even when they are very tired, see, they will show up. Even though they come 30 minutes to the when it's in the finish, they will always show up. See all the disciplined people, all the hard working, all the successful people who handle for this life, they always show up. And on that episode, I had nothing to speak about. I had nothing to talk about. I had nothing to give out that day. But I gave this message and I said, show up and show off. And that's in period. Like, see, no matter what it is, there are some things we've been trying to be consistent in. And even though, say, at a point where you give up and you say, oh, I'm not doing it again, when you start again, see, one day now, one day, and you will see yourself doing great things. And I think that is it. Always show up and show off. On episode 39, we spoke about Thanksgiving. Hallelujah. Hey. Hallelujah. Oh. Hallelujah. Hey. Ah, I just see that episode. I turned it into a worship session. Like I kept thanking God. I was just in the mood of worship, and it just boils down to everything God has done for me. Like I keep saying this year. But look at us, we are at our 40th episode, and this is the point where we begin to manifest how season 3. See, I believe in the power of manifestation, and I'm manifesting that season 3, our guest issue will be sorted out. We'll have a bigger space, we'll have an amazing camera, we'll have more people on set. Like everything is going to see, I'm manifesting for myself. I'm going to be less stressed. I'm going to be a boss of my own. Like even apart from my other things I'm involved in, this podcast will be less stressful for me. I will have more people involved. And this year, manifesting more subscribers to our YouTube channel and more things to be grateful for, regardless of everything, regardless of the fact that some things we hope to achieve this year we could not. I see God doing great things. I see God doing amazing things. I see God ushering us into a wonderful work here. So it's just ahead for me, guys. As we have done our recap from episode 31 to 39, I just want to leave us. I just want to leave us with a word of like words of encouragement, just telling us that at the end of the day, everything is going to be fine, no matter what. See, there's something I always say, and it has always worked for me. No matter what we are going through, ona digide, everything that has a beginning eventually comes to an end. There is nothing that comes and do not end. Like there is nothing that has a beginning that will not that would not eventually come to an end. Does that make sense? Whether it's the good part, whether it's the bad part, there's always going to be an end to everything to usher in a new beginning. So this on this episode, I'm saying that God is here, God is in our midst, God is at the beginning, God is at the end. There's one evil song that says Nani Niru Lamia Nazu, Lamia Geburum Bambi Audio Yaza. The song is God is at the front, God is at the back. He's going to direct our footsteps. The Bible said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. Before we round out this episode, Blessed to be a Blessing has been an amazing social group. We don't have much group members, but it's something I always try to put out there because I don't know, it's something that helps people, but it's not, I'm not trying to like put it out there. It's something that it's just something that is really small, and we just try our best to help people that we can. And before this year, we eventually did what we said we are going to do. We helped two students, one nursing student and one fresh undergraduate. It's been an um amazing moment with Blessed to be a Blessing. So if you want to get more information, please send us a DM, send comments, and we'll reply to your comment. Okay, guys, don't forget to stream this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, and on YouTube. Don't forget to stream my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, share. Again, I'm reminding myself that I said I'm going to drop a video on Luchi's side before this year runs out. And we usher in the 40th episode. So from next week, we're going to be counting down to the end of season 2. It's been an amazing ride, you guys. Like, I would not trade this moment with any other thing. We hope for more audience, more listeners, and more blessing for EWL podcast and other brands as well. Okay, guys, don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms at Oluchimitezi on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, on Twitter. We also have a podcast page, AWL_podcasts. Like I always say, let's spread love because love is God. God is love. Have an amazing week. And be happy. Bye. Bye-bye.